Are you ready to have your website get found by the right people? Are you looking to rank at the top of Google so you get more traffic to your website? Are you ready to learn how to use SEO and content marketing to grow your organic traffic? If so, you are in the right place, my friend. Welcome to the Simple SEO Content Podcast. Hi there. Welcome back to the Simple SEO Podcast. I'm Rachel Lindhagen, and I'm so glad to have you here with me today. We're going to jump right in. Today, I want to talk about ChatGPT and a question that I got recently, and that is, can ChatGPT write my website or blog content? And you probably know my answer. So, no. Absolutely not. Do not use ChatGPT to write your blog or website content. We've talked in the past about some things that you can do to have it help you, and that's absolutely okay. You can have it give you ideas, you can have it give you titles, you can have it give you outlines and suggestions. You can even ask it to suggest what you might want to increase, like what you might want to do to make your content piece better. You can ask it for help from an SEO standpoint. Now, I am going to caveat that I don't think it's always really great from an SEO standpoint. I am having some luck seeing it used to write title tags or meta descriptions, as long as you understand the best practices. You know how they're supposed to be written, and you tell ChatGPT how to write it, what keyword to use, how many characters it should be. You have to give it all that information in the prompt. But as far as using it to write your actual content, I know the concept is intriguing. And I'm going to be completely honest. There were people who tried to use it, who did use it to create blog content at scale because they wanted to game the system and they wanted to rank really high for a bunch of keywords. And it did work briefly. For a hot second, it worked. But Google does not want low quality content. Google wants high quality content. They want it to be relevant. They want it to showcase your experience and your expertise and your authority and your trust. And the problem is the content that we're getting out of ChatGPT does not meet EEAT guidelines, nor does it really meet helpful content guidelines. So Google actually came up with an algorithm update, and it was the AI spam algorithm update that it started running in March and April of 2024. And they removed a ton of these sites and de-indexed them. Anyone they found that had lots and lots of ChatGPT or any other AI tool content on them, because very often that content is incorrect. You really need to have a subject matter expert reviewing anything that comes out of ChatGPT. They refer to it as the hallucinations, and it's not just ChatGPT, it's any AI tool. They refer to it as hallucinations. It'll seem like it's making sense and it's generating, and here's this great story, and then all of a sudden it just goes it just makes stuff up, and it's crazy and it makes no sense. And I've tested a number of the tools because I really do hope to find a way to make it easier for my students to be able to write the content that they need to write, because I know not everybody loves writing. For me, I love it. It's easy. It's my favorite thing. I went to journalism school. I love writing it, but I know not everybody feels that way. My own son does not feel that way. My poor kid thinks writing is the worst thing ever because he's got a little science and math brain. And mom is like, how can you hate writing? It's awesome. But anyway, so is Google going to punish you for having ChatGPT content on your website? It's very likely. A year ago, no, they didn't. However, you were breaking Google's rules, because a year ago, Google said you cannot have AI tools. You cannot use AI tools to create your content. Now they've come back and they've said you can use the tools to help create the content, but they don't want content generated by AI tools. So like I said, it can give you ideas. It can suggest what you might want to use here. It can give you title ideas, all of that, but don't have it create the actual content, because first off, it can be inaccurate, but second, it's outdated because the most recent update on most of the AI tools is at least a year or two ago. They don't have current information, and everything that's in the index is already somewhere else on the web. It's already information that exists elsewhere. So now you're not bringing a new perspective. You're not bringing a fresh perspective. You're not doing anything like that. And I want you, if you want to win, you want to have this SEO funnel, you want to create content and build an organic marketing funnel and grow your business with your content, then you need to be the one to write it. Because if you're trying to have these AI tools do it for you, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. I was at SMX Advanced, or it was virtual this year, but SMX Advanced it's basically SEO nerd conference, okay? It's for all the people who've been SEO strategists for a long time, and it's like the advanced strategies and what are we seeing, and the algorithm updates and the algorithm leak. And I know some people were making this huge deal out of the algorithm leak, and the reality is the information that we learned in the algorithm leak is nothing new. It's create great content, build some links, your engagement matters, your site user experience matters. Like, in the end, what matters and what's going to work is for you to choose keywords that your website has a good chance of ranking for, write really great content that's helpful for your audience, that is focused on them. Don't write for Google. Optimize that content. Do the SEO on it. Choose the keyword you can rank for. Use the keyword in the places that Google is going to look for it, and allow Google to work, allow your SEO to work as that connection point. All SEO is a connection point between your customer and the content that you're creating for them. It's simply your way of helping them find the content. So if you want to win, you want to do this, you want to build this SEO funnel because you are starting to see that, oh my gosh, this can truly free me up. I can work fewer hours. I can have my website really generating and nurturing leads and building my email list and all these things by working with Google or adding a podcast and doing the podcast SEO. Join me in class. This is what I teach, and I walk you through it step by step. I do screen shares. I answer your questions in a group. I am here to help you learn when you're here with me in the courses. So Simple SEO Content is the course that's going to teach you how to do this with your website and blog content. And then Simple Podcast SEO is going to teach you how to do this with your podcast so that you can get your podcast found, you can rank, you can drive traffic. My podcast, by doing SEO on my podcast, I went from being average, typical, right there in the middle, to being a top 10% podcaster in less than 6 months. I consistently rank on the Apple top 200 marketing podcasts list. I wasn't there this time last year, but when I started doing podcast SEO and really understanding how to make it work, it turned into a fantastic marketing channel for my business. And I want you to be able to have that same success. And if you don't have a podcast yet, but you're thinking, I want to start one, don't worry. I'll walk you through how to start one. It's really easy. It's really, really easy. And the podcast SEO class is going to teach you what to name your podcast, how often to podcast, how long to have your episodes be, how to title your episodes, how to choose keywords. And spoiler alert, the keywords you're going to use on your blog are different from the keywords you're going to use on your podcast. Then we're going to talk a little bit about how to potentially get some traffic from Google using your podcast show notes page. There's so much going on. So if you want to learn how to do all of this, and you're okay with the fact that we are not going to use ChatGPT or any AI tool that's available right now to create our content for us. We're going to use them as a tool. We're going to use them to give us some ideas and to do some research and to think about what we might want to use. Cool, you can do that. But as long as you're good with writing your own content, then join me in class and I'm going to walk you through how to do all of this so that we can make it work for you. Because when you have this beautiful organic marketing funnel working, you can refine it and make sure it's working. And then when you're ready, you can put ads behind it to really scale if you want, or you can just allow it to keep scaling and doing its beautiful thing that it does through Google and the podcast search engines and your social media if you want to use social media. If you don't want to use social media, You're my people. I get it. I understand. I broke up with social media myself. I no longer post to Instagram or Facebook, and it feels amazing. So I'm not going to tell you to DM me on Insta if you have any questions, because I'm not over there anymore. So if you have questions, you have that Google form that you can fill out, ask your questions. I do look at those when I'm planning podcast episodes, or you can text the show. There's a little icon there at the beginning of the episode. You can text the show and ask. And if you're curious how all of that is working, join me the week of September 23rd, and we're going to break up with social media, and I'm going to help you see whether or not what you're doing on social media is actually moving the needle for your business, because in most cases, it is not. And I'm going to show you how you can spend less time and get better results for your business by doing something else. So join me if you're curious. Is my social media actually working? Am I doing what I should? Let's just look into it and see, is there a better way? So if you're curious about that, you want to sign up, go to etchedmarketing.com/freebies. You'll see the sign up there for the Breakup with Social Media class. It's just a webinar. We're going to do it in about an hour. You can learn what you need to know. And then if you're ready, join me in Simple SEO Content, Simple Podcast SEO if you've got a podcast. And I'm going to show you how to build this process out for yourself, because you can work a few hours a week on this and drive traffic to your website. It's a lot easier, a lot less effort, no video editing, no pointing, no lip syncing, and no dancing required. All right, that is it for today. I will see you back here next week. Bye for now. That's all for today's episode of the Simple SEO Content Podcast. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you visit my website, etchedmarketing.com, and visit the freebies tab. Right there, you're going to find the SEO Content Quick Start Guide along with the free SEO class. So you'll have everything you need to know to get started with SEO and content marketing. Then do me a favor, if you wouldn't mind, if you would do a rating and a review of this podcast on your favorite platform. That would really help spread the message, and I do greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Instagram at Etched Marketing Academy, and I will see you right back here next week.